You're the reason why I am my way. You're the reason why I rip my shirts, why I eat at the buffet. Butter, butter, you got your very own kind of nice. We all live inside a butter world. Oh, butter, butter, gonna eat it by the stick tonight. Gonna eat out this world. Oh, butter, I'm about to take a bite, 'cause I want that salty cream, what I dream about all night. Butter dreaming, I'm about to take a bite, 'cause I want that salty cream, what I dream about all.
All
All right, man.
welcome everybody. Monday Night Live with Butterfield. I am Jay, and here is my brother.
I'm Anderson. It's a pleasure to be back. Another Monday, another evening, another night,
Yes.
another episode number 35. Man, I'm so excited. Can't believe it's been 35 episodes of Monday Night Live, formerly Saturday Night Live.
Formerly Saturday Night Live. That's true.
And there's a few other hours of the study clubs, which are still highly valuable. We haven't been doing those lately, but you should still go check them out for some science.
Correct.
Who doesn't love science? All about the science here, guys.
Yes. So tonight's episode, it's about salmon.
Let's dive right into it. Yeah, just make sure you go like and subscribe to the page. Leave us a comment down below. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from, just so we can give you a shout out. And go find us on all social medias. Check out our website, buy our merch, and check the link in bio for more details. The link tree. There is no link in bio on YouTube. Description below. That's the one.
Check out the description.
Yeah, but let's hop right into it because we have a lot to cover tonight. Again, lots of value as usual.
Yeah. So starting off with the housekeeping items like push-up August, the monthly challenge that we are holding in our Discord group.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord. We're 21 days into the month of August, and people are doing push-ups, especially Curtis. You'll see in a second.
Yeah, getting stronger triceps, stronger chest.
Yes. All right. So here is how the count looks like as of today. Curtis leading the pack with 29.89, followed by myself with 23.20. So we're off by 600. There you have it, 600 gap. Next, my brother, Mr. Anderson, with 2,220 push-ups. Then Shannon. Shannon has been pushing a lot. I really like it. I think she shared a video of doing weighted push-ups, which is kind of insane, kind of not a requirement.
Yeah, but she's pushing herself. That's what matters.
But she's pushing herself, right? So those are quality 998 push-ups, just 2 push-ups away from 1,000. And obviously, the winner gets free merch.
Yeah, we'll be giving away Make Butter Great Again hat. Again, get yours now. Butterfield.com/shop, I think.
Yes. And here, just to plug in a little bit more, are the people that we want to support. So if you like Butterfield and you want to support Butterfield, you can use buy some beef from Agridime using the code BUTTER. You get 10% off, and you can buy beef, pork, and chicken. We also have a link for Good Ranchers in the description. Secure your price for up to 2 years with a subscription box from Good Ranchers.
Yeah, stressing about inflation? Want to secure your food price? Well, there you go. Get a subscription box at Good Ranchers. Use our link.
Yes. It should be in the description. And then Triangle S, another farm. We've had them on our live stream. So you can actually see who the person in charge of the farm. You can use code BUTTER5 for 5% off.
Yeah, this is premium, high quality, optimized for flavor.
It's beef optimized for flavor.
Yeah, there's many reasons to go 100% grass-fed, guys. But let's be honest, it might not always be the most delicious or the best marbling. Triangle S is the solution to that. High quality, all natural, no hormones, no none of the nonsense, no jabs, nothing like that. Just straight up engineered, not engineered, but well formulated by people with expertise that have been in this industry for over decades, trying to get the most flavorful cut of meat on your plate. And you can get 5% off with our code.
Correct.
Right.
And I know this is a topic of relevance these days, but people talk about cows being vaccinated or not. There are someone who don't. Right? It's on the live stream. She has talked about it. Next up, carnivore crisps. Use code BUTTER for 10% off.
Yeah, just a handy snack to have around.
Yeah. Redmond's, get your salt, get your electrolytic minerals.
Yeah.
That's our words, right? But you get what we're saying.
Yeah, get your salts. They have their electrolyte powders as well. Because you want to stay hydrated, and they also have some other products, like toothpaste or just more beauty products as well that I didn't know they really had. So you can go check those out. Use our link. And then last but not least, are you filtering your water already? If you're not filtering your water, you are filtering your water, except you are the filter.
Correct.
Okay? So
Correct.
this is the one we use. I think you can get at least $100 off if you use our link. So go check that out for a reverse osmosis filter. It's the best kind of filter. Some people go with distilled, but the truth is RO will give you the best result when it comes to eliminating all those nasty things that you don't want in your water, from the fluorides to the atracines to the XYZ, whatever Alex Jones said.
Yeah. Heavy metals and all these pharmaceutical drugs that you can still find in water, surprisingly.
Yeah. So go check them out, guys. If you enjoy the show, if you enjoy the content, you can support us. You can support these companies doing the good work, and man, get yourself some good meat. Everybody wins.
Yeah. Correct. And just to quickly cover, I mean, the bullet point is kind of like a meme, but last week we talked about getting shredded using the carnivore diet. We talked about a workout plan and what else we're doing. If you want to know more details about the strategies that we're doing, how we're doing it, how much we've lost. When we published this episode, we were 5 weeks in, starting week 6. Now we are full 6 weeks completed, starting week 7. So day 43, let's go.
That's correct. Now to the topic at hand. Let's eat salmon. Or should we not? Or should we? I don't know. Well, we're going to dive into it tonight. At the end of this episode, we'll have covered, what is salmon, benefits of salmon, concerns regarding salmon, and then last but not least, actionable tips and things to look out for so that you can be an informed consumer and, don't get played, bro. Watch out for these things, okay?
Correct.
If you choose to have salmon, you'll know what to look for. If you after this information, you choose not to have salmon, excellent. Now you're an informed consumer, okay? That's what this is about.
Yeah.
Much. Yeah. First of all, what is salmon?
I think everyone sort of knows what salmon is, but I think it's good to cover so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So salmon is a type of fish belonging to the family Salmonidae. Salmonidae. Thank you, Anderson. It's known for its distinctive pink flesh and is highly valued for its flavor and nutritional benefits.
Excellent.
That's true.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Done. We should eat salmon. Hold your horses. All right. So, what are some of the benefits of salmon? Why do people always tout salmon as a healthy food? Right. Eat lots of lean meat and seafood is what they always tell you. But some of the benefits include it's a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon is a great source of omega-3, which is essential for heart and brain health. That's what they tell us. So it's good for you. And it's actually, like a salmon fillet will have multiples times more omega-3s than even like your 100% grass-fed beef steak, right? So beef just overall is a very poor source of omega-3s relative to a food like salmon, right? Yeah. Second, salmon is a fish. Fish is an animal. Therefore, it's high quality animal protein. That's always pretty good. Good for muscle growth and repair. And then it's nutrient rich. You'll find many different nutrient profile in salmon than you will in other meats. Whether that's poultry or beef. Salmon's going to be rich in vitamin D3, B12, selenium, as well as other minerals.
Yeah.
So yeah, all things good. Generally touted as heart healthy meat. It's low in fat, so on and so forth.
Farm versus wild caught, right? So this is like a modern thing, or it's over the past decade, right? We as consumers we become aware of farm fish versus wild caught fish, and we do have a bias towards preferring wild caught fish because it's raised naturally in the environment. It's a well, let's cover it. Farm salmon is raised in a controlled environment like fish farms, often fed a diet of pellets that might contain additives and synthetic pigments to enhance color. So yeah, some of the salmon color you may be able to see at a grocery store that says pink colored, something like that,
Damn.
right? So the color has been added to the fish, which kind of leaves your head scratching. And then wild caught salmon, caught in their natural habitats, generally leaner and less fatty than farm salmon due to their natural diet and active lifestyle. That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And just on the definition base, you're like, hey, wild caught sounds, it's more natural, sounds better.
Yeah. Done deal.
Done
Wild
deal.
caught it is, right? Well, not so fast. Now we covered those basic definitions. We can move on to concerns about salmon. That's actually a picture of a sockeye salmon. It looks very different than the other one. But generally concerns include PCBs, artificial dyes, heavy metals, parasites, and roundworms, and last but not least, feed and the environmental impact of salmon. So we're gonna dive in to these just now. First, we have PCBs, right? Polychlorinated biphenyls. These were once widely used in industrial applications and can persist in the environment. Someone can accumulate PCBs from polluted water sources. Chronic exposure to PCBs is associated with various health problems due to their potential to disrupt the endocrine and immune systems, right? So they're a chemicals bad, right? Industrial chemical. They seem to get into the water from industrial plants, and then they end up being accumulated in the animals, right? So obviously that is a concern. Here's a nice diagram just showing what I just explained, right? You have what is this? You have like wastewater from a home, and then waste from a factory.
Mhm.
Phytoplankton absorb PCBs, and then the zooplankton eat phytoplankton. The herrings eat the zooplankton, and then the salmon eat the herrings, and then large mammals like orca whales are going to eat the salmons, and thus the orca whales are going to have the most amounts of PCBs in them. Right? It's just food chain tracking, right? So if you eat a lot of salmon, then do you really want to be that orca whale with a lot of PCBs?
True. That's the price you pay to be on the top of the hierarchy. You gotta make sure stuff is clean along the way.
That's right. That's right. Astaxanthin.
Farm
Yeah.
salmon are given synthetic astaxanthin because their diet lacks their natural sources that give the wild salmon their pink color. While the FDA considers these dyes safe, concerns arise from the potential for synthetic compounds to interact with the human physiology differently than natural forms of the pigment.
Yeah, of course, the pigment used is artificial and it's derived from petroleum, right? So it's a synthetic pigment used. And here's a picture of at least what one source confirms is salmon before the dye.
And it's interesting, right? Because a lot of the fruits actually have colorings. So what gives if you color the animal just so that you think it's that color? I mean, why do we need to deceive ourselves? Why
Yeah.
why do we need to lie to ourselves
Yeah.
about coloring this animal?
Yeah, why do we have to pass off something that is not that color as that color for you to eat it, right? Like that.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Like, what is going on here? And well, apparently, I'll say like the wild caught salmon varieties will apparently get their pigment from krill. They'll eat krill, and that'll give them the natural astaxanthin color into the meat, give it its deep like red orange color, which is a very nice looking color. Not gonna lie. But yeah, there you have it. And it's not surprised. I think, yeah, we can move on.
Yeah.
There we go. The other concern is heavy metals. Although salmon tends to be one of those lower heavy metal fish, but still worth talking about because everyone's mind comes to heavy metals when we start talking about seafood and fish. So, naturally, mercury and lead are naturally occurring elements released into the environment through industrial activities like coal burning and mining. These heavy metals enter water bodies and are absorbed by aquatic organisms, including salmon and ourselves, and they tend to accumulate in fish's tissues over time, right? So, no surprise there.
Yeah.
We have a diagram here showing good choices if you want more fish. But before I dive into those, one of the more commonly known to be like high mercury fish are going to be fish like tuna, right? The logic being, well, they are higher in mercury, but a good rule of thumb is, the bigger the fish is, the more likely it is to accumulate the mercury, because the higher its place will be in the food chain, so the more it gets to like accumulate it through the consumption of these smaller prey, right? Kind of like how the orca whale will be higher in PCBs than the salmon, kind of like that logic follows, right? So here are some choices if you want more fish. And actually, wild and Alaska salmon are in the list. Wild and Alaska salmon. So wait, yeah. So we should probably make a point there, right? Wild, what is usually called wild sockeye or wild Alaskan, is salmon from the northern Pacific region, right? Which is going to be off the coast of Alaska. And then you'll have like farmed salmon,
from the Atlantic.
From the Atlantic. Yeah, that's right. Like Norwegian one or whatever. But there you go. Salmon in either scenario. Oh no, wild or Alaskan tend to be lower in mercury. Then you have other things like shrimp, wild and U.S. farmed sardines, tilapia, scallops, oysters, squid, haddock, pollock, flounder. We had some flounder last weekend or last week, I think.
Yeah.
Catfish, trout, Atlantic mackerel, not the other mackerel because I believe there's another kind. Atlantic croaker, mullet, crawfish, and crab. I don't see lobster here, but I feel like lobster would probably be in the safe area as well. So again, you don't have to give up seafood. There's a wide variety of seafood to eat out there. Go have at it.
Ooh.
Now the original motivator for this episode.
Parasites and roundworms. Wild-caught salmon can carry parasites like roundworms due to their interactions with other marine organisms. These parasites complete part of their life cycle in salmon and can be transmitted to humans if salmon is consumed raw or undercooked. Yes.
I think something important to highlight about parasites and roundworms is that these organisms, their objective, their nature, their goal is to make it up the food chain, right? So they evolved to be resilient to different conditions, and sometimes even just like throwing it, we'll cover this in a few slides, but even just like throwing it in a regular freezer is not enough to kill these roundworms, and they want to get to you, right? They want to get in you. I don't want them in me.
Parasites. Yeah, as you said, they're that's their objective. Feed and environmental impact. Reliance on fish meal from smaller species can lead to overfishing of these prey species, disrupting marine ecosystems and potentially causing imbalances in food chains. Escapes of farm salmon occur due to breaches in contaminant systems. These escapes can introduce farm genes into wild populations, altering their genetic diversity and adaptation capabilities. Waste and excess feed from fish farms contain nutrients that can lead to eutrophication, a process where water bodies become excessively rich in nutrients, resulting in harmful algal blooms, and oxygen-depleted zones.
No, that's just a bit of the things to consider. Kind of unpopular things to talk about, but it is one of the realities of the farmed salmon, which tend to be like, I think, 95% plus of the salmon consumed worldwide. Yeah. So a couple things to look out for. Of course, sourcing wild caught when you can. Opt for sustainably sourced to avoid toxic exposure to the things found in farm salmon, right? PCBs and the artificial dyes. And then you can look for certifications like the Marine Stewardship Council, which are supposed to be. I don't know how I can't attest to the veracity of the certification, but there are some of these things out there, so it makes
Yeah.
you feel better about buying those, right?
For the record, the wild-caught Alaskan sockeye salmon that we had yesterday evening, was MSC certified.
Really
It was tagged with the MSC initials. Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the highest quality wild sockeye salmon you can find.
Certified wild-caught
Yeah, from Whole Foods,
from Whole Foods.
out of all places, and we found some worms in them, which we'll show you in a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, moving on, processing, right? So as we mentioned a bit earlier, generally it's considered that flash freezing shortly after the catch helps kill the parasites and preserves the freshness. In fact, I believe sushi grade salmon will tend to be flash frozen, again, to kill the parasites and preserve the freshness. And it's important to highlight that regular freezing won't do it. So if we took those fillets and put them in the freezer, and then thawed out the salmon, there's a high likelihood that the worms would have still been alive, because I think it needs to be frozen to under negative 30 Celsius,
Yeah.
which is pretty cold for a freezer.
You can't get there. Consumption. So yeah, moderation, consume in moderation to minimize exposure to everything mentioned before, and cooking, cook or smoke thoroughly.
Yeah, if you want to be safe, of course, there's a whole school of thought out there, the raw meters, who think they will make the case that parasites and tapeworms are good for you and they should purify your insides. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to that. But
You do you, yeah.
yeah, you guys, again, we're just giving you information here. I'll tell you, I'm not aligning with that, but I respect anyone who who would eat the raw tapeworms.
Yeah. So concluding thoughts. Red meat is the safest and most nutritious food to eat.
Yeah.
And yeah. Time and time again, it gets proven.
You just keep on coming back to the same conclusion. Red meat. Wow, what a wonderful animal, or wonderful food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the questions that we want to leave the people is: should we eat salmon? Right.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna hop onto the video that we got. Let's see if.
Yeah. Unfortunately, boys and girls, we live in a very toxic environment, very toxic world. We must do our best we can to protect ourselves from that toxicity found in the environment. You think you might be doing everything right, and still there's going to be something to surprise you. So yeah, well, Jade, walk us through the story. I mean, like, what happened yesterday? Like, because we mentioned it in the live, but we haven't mentioned it on this episode, so it's just worth covering again.
Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to do a hyperlapse of us eating fresh salmon from Whole Foods, wild caught Alaskan sockeye salmon, right? MSC certified. So
Raw.
we started. So yeah, we did the hyperlapse here, throwing on some salt, and then I think I started noticing right around here. I was like, "Hey, what's up with that?" I was like, "What's up with this?" There's like this little white stringy thing. I tell my brother. My brother's like, "That's probably just a spine."
Yeah.
Well, it's a very soft spine.
I thought it was bugging. I was like, dude, like I just pulled out like this little bone, like it's bone, like it's the spine of the salmon, like it's normal. Like, you're bugging, dude. Like, relax.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's just, I'm going to put that aside. I take out like a paper towel and just place it there because I don't want it on my plate. I don't like how it looks. And then there it is. You'll see it move.
Yo, that shit is twirling, bro.
Yeah.
We need like some scary horror music.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you see that? See that?
rewind it there. Is it showing up on the stream? Yeah.
Guys, if you're watching this, let us know. If you saw that on your plate, would you continue eating it? Would you cook it and eat it, or would you freeze it and then eat it at a later date, or what would you do? Please let us know. If you can see that little thing twirling from the salmon fillet on my brother's plate, what would you do? What would you do? I see there's some of you watching this. Let us know right now.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously, Courtney says bring back the soundboard.
Yes, yes, yes. We need to. We need to. This would be a very very good place
Good place to do the soundboard.
to make some sounds. Yeah.
I'd been that fillet on the quicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, massively disappointed. Obviously, lose appetite. We're definitely, we have we had actually a really hard time because we're not the type to throw away food. So,
Dude, I hate throwing out food.
yeah, we generally
The only foods I'm okay throwing out are refined carbohydrates, like bread. I'll throw out bread. No, like I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't need that. I don't need that. But dude, if it's protein, if it's animal foods, oh my god, it's literally like, it goes against my faith to throw away food.
Oh yeah, 100%, right? Because we're blessed with having access to all these wonderful food, and we obviously we don't want to diminish how nutritious wild Alaskan sockeye salmon is.
Yeah, all the
But-
proteins and the gains.
But obviously, this is quite frankly unacceptable. Hard pass on having parasites on our food, and I think it's actually a good thing that we were trying to have it raw, right? I know it sounds silly, but if you obviously cook it, you would never see this. You would never see this thing if you cook it. You think it's just like some sort of fiber, fish, salmon fiber, whatever, white stuff.
Just the bone.
And even though it's true that you can kill it when you cook it and reduce the risk of infection, you're still eating it, right? So, I mean, that's a question for the people to ask themselves: am I okay eating, dead parasites?
Yeah. Would you rather know or would you rather not know?
That's also another question. Do you want to know, or would you rather just cook it, never find out, never realize?
Yeah.
Right. So everyone has their own way to approach life, but sober eyes, sober thinking.
Man, look, it's just such a juicy, like, tasted like ocean.
Yeah,
It didn't taste like much, but it was like, it felt like,
it felt refreshing.
Yeah,
tasty.
like I was excited to eat it.
Like ocean, like you were saying, and that was not the only one. That's the only one that really stood out on camera. I probably, since it's white on a white plate, there's like, I already had like 5 of them towards the end of it. I was like, okay, that's one too many. That's 5 too many. So yeah, we offer that to nature afterwards. So
Yeah, quite literally.
yeah.
We put it outside in our backyard and just let the bugs have the bugs. And this morning it was gone. I'm not sure what took it. Was it a bird? Was it a raccoon? I don't know, but something came and claimed it. And I'm sure they were very happy.
Yeah. There was another organism there. Another living organism went and claimed it.
Yeah, so not just throwing it in the bin, but actually trying to feed whatever animal came and claimed it. Within a minute, like the fillets were like infested with like with flies and even
wasps.
Like, yeah, and even wasps were like going ham at the fillet. Ants were like crawling all over it. So, hey, give back to Earth what is from Earth, right? Or in this case, the ocean.
Yeah.
But
so so I've been doing carnivore for 5 years, and I was aware of parasites being in salmon, but I'm used to cooking it, right? It's just raw meat. It's kind of like the new thing that people are kind of exploring and trying to find out. So we thought, how harmless can it be to have raw salmon, fresh, wild caught Alaskan salmon, sockeye salmon, right? So you're really shooting for what It is prevailingly thought as super healthy, most nutritious, best fish to have, right? The best fish, right?
Yeah, I wasn't aware about the worms. He's
Uh,
been doing this for longer than I have. To me, it was just like, dude, like I was saying as we were eating, I was like, man, now I know like I can just walk into Whole Foods, get a salmon fillet if it's sockeye, wild, raw, and I can just pound it. Like I don't need to go get beef patties from McDonald's. I can just go have this raw fillet. Little did I know, you know, there might be worms in the salmon.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, apparently, this was identified since 2017, right? Tapeworms in salmon from North America. I get it. This is from the CDC.gov, but nonetheless, um, if you can confirm it with your eyes and you're in the year of 2023, it's been 6 years, we're still seeing it. So, you know, you know, we have to understand that this is a real risk, something really present in today's food. So yeah, they examined 64 wild Pacific salmon. So off the west, the Chinook salmon, coho salmon, pink salmon, rainbow trout, sockeye salmon, 31 of them. Salmon well collected angling, blah blah blah. The tapeworm was found. Uh, the tapeworm was found deep in the musculature of the interior of the fish near the spinal cord. Highly motile, retracting scolex, blah blah blah. Basically just describing the tapeworm, Japanese broad tapeworm. This report provides additional evidence that salmon from the Pacific coast of North America may represent a source of human infection. Because Pacific salmon are frequently exported unfrozen on ice, the Plerosceroskoids, the Japanese tapeworm, may survive transport and may cause human infections in areas where they are not endemic, so on and such forth. Right? So, we've known this for a while, but yet still in this day, it gets promoted because people generally cook their food.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, if you cook it, you never know it's there. And then I also want to give shout out to Frank Tufano. Back when I started carnivore in 2017, 2018, he posted this video, and this video kind of opened up my awareness where he found some tapeworm. It's not going to be that visible through his video either, but this was 5 years ago in 2018, and here he is taking photos of tapeworm in his Alaskan salmon, and he was actually
So it's still moving.
yeah, he just said the tapeworm is still moving. So right, this was back in 2018, and then here we are in 2023, kind of showing you, hey, there's still some worms over here. So you do that with whatever you want to do. But yeah, shout out to him because it was through him that this came into my attention, and I looked carefully at the fish, but I could honestly, I've never seen it in person. Wouldn't be able to tell you. I was never sure what I was eating, right, until we had it last night.
Yep, unfortunately, and and this was all new information to me. This has really been a 0 to 100 kind of situation for my personal experience. You know, uh, again, to those people who say that the parasites they're good for you and everything, and that they're gonna help you detox, and like you eat them and maybe you get sick, and that's just your body detoxing. Like, hey man, all I know is last time I got food poisoning, that was when I ate some salmon. Um, Granted, it was farmed, it was at a restaurant. It was, in fact, it was smoked cured salmon, and they did the curing in house. So, like I learned my lesson that all of those are red flags, things to look out for. I got a pretty bad case of food poisoning,
Mm.
which basically just means like you have to go to the bathroom over and over again until you've cleared it effectively. I must have gone like 8 to 12 times. By the end, I was left very, very weakened, dizzy and dehydrated. Um, and it was something hard to recover from. Of course, I'm a tough guy, but as someone who through my entire childhood, I grew up with a host of digestive and respiratory illnesses. All I know is that since 2020, when I switched to carnivore diet, I haven't been sick since, respiratory wise or digestive wise, except for that one situation where I got food poisoning from eating the salmon. Now we wanted to try something different.
Very curious.
We did everything right. Found worms. I'm not trying to get any tapeworms in me. I'm not trying to do any of those things, because you can Google it for yourself. There's some pretty severe side effects that can cause: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain. These things can stay in you and grow. You can look up the stories of people who've had like tapeworms removed that are like super, super long. Like, I mean, yeah, it gets pretty horrible. It can get pretty horrible, and I'm not trying to run that experiment on me. But if you have any dissenting views or opinions, or anything else you'd like to share or correct us on, by all means, please leave it in the comments. Join the Discord. Come tell us. More than open to being wrong. But that's the way I look at it, man. I mean, I think I'm going to stick with other seafoods for a moment. If I come back to salmon, maybe I'll come back to like wild sockeye, smoked salmon. But I definitely think, like, at least for the next 6 to 12 months, I just really want to forget this instance. And I'm just going to stick to like probably like sardines, oysters, scallops, lobster, even shrimp. Although some people will be upset because those are sea bugs, but to that I respond: you don't eat the exoskeletons, you eat the flesh. Whereas with the grasshoppers, you're trying to feed you the whole exoskeletons. Yeah, a very different situation. So these are just my thoughts on this topic as we wrap up. 2 cents. Yeah.
So with that said, we said what we wanted to say. Check your fish. Check your fish. I know some people were saying, they dice up the fish. They dice it up and then have a quick look at it, make sure nothing's going on over there. So
yeah. One last thing we forgot to mention is that the farm salmon is also a GMO. So there's also that to consider.
There's that.
That was, could have been another slide, but FYI, it is a GMO. At least the farm variety. So again, you think you're doing everything right when you go for the wild cut, super XYC, MSC, whatever. Hey, now you know. So
yep, it's not a unique situation. It's been happening for years. Now you know. All right. Anything else, Anderson?
No, just please, make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below. Please just leave a comment. Say where you're watching from. Say what you would do if you ran into this situation. Would you freeze it, cook it, throw it away? Are tapeworms good for you? Let us know. Join the Discord, support the page, check out the affiliates, get some discounts, eat meat, help us the page, get meat for yourself, get a discount. Everybody wins. It's great. That's all I really have for you guys. Thank you all very much.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Wishing everyone a happy, healthy, nutrient-dense era. See you all next time.
Peace.
Gonna eat it by the stick tonight. Gonna eat